Hello, I'm Chief Strazzo of the Brunswick Hills Township Fire Department. Thank you for tuning in to this first episode of Fire Alarm, where we will go over a day in the life of the fire chief. This is Fire Alarm. Hello, I'm Chief Strazzo from the Brunswick Hills Township Fire Department. Thank you for joining us on this first episode of Fire Alarm. Today's episode will cover general department information and the day in the life of the fire chief. Responding to RPM. So one of the jobs of the fire chief is obviously to respond to calls. Right now, we're responding to a fire alarm at RPM.
Definitely nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Anthony.
Anthony, nice
Yeah.
to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Jerry.
Nice to meet you, Victor. All right, well, have a cool weekend.
Yeah.
So the question that was asked was, what do the different sounds mean? They really don't mean anything different, but they do serve a purpose audiologically. The whale siren, which is like the longer siren, is meant to alert traffic that's further ahead. The shorter sirens, which is commonly referred to as the yelp, is meant to signal vehicles that are closer in proximity. So like when you're coming through an intersection or something like that, that siren is designed for a shorter duration and a shorter distance of alerting. Let me explain a little bit about your Brunswick Hills Township Fire Department. We are a combination department with 6 full-time employees and 28 part-time employees. The advantages of that is the 6 full-time employees give us daily cohesiveness in how we operate, while the part-time employees provide a significant financial savings to the township while providing and giving opinions and experiences from the other agencies that they work at. Our employees work at other agencies such as Westlake, North Olmsted, Bedford, Shaker Heights, Beechwood. So we bring all of those experiences together to really make a great department. We operate with 3 people on duty 24/7, and we staff a 4th additional person from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. This helps us respond to emergencies, and in the event we have simultaneous emergencies, we do have the ability to respond to both emergencies at the same time. With that being said, we do rely heavily on mutual aid and having good relations with our neighboring agencies. This is because of the manpower that's required to respond to a structure fire. None of the departments in Medina County have enough in-station staffing to effectively respond to a structure fire. So we all depend on each other for mutual aid in the event of a structure fire. We have a combination of paramedics and EMTs. The difference between those 2 certification levels are paramedics are able to give medications, do invasive procedures, and do some advanced diagnostic and medical assessments. All people, whether they're paramedics or EMTs, complete annual continuing education provided by our medical director and our medical control hospital, the Cleveland Clinic, Medina. We'll get more into that in a later episode. As far as the administration of the fire department, we have the chief, an assistant chief, a fire inspector, we have 3 part-time officers, and then the rest are firefighters. We also have an administrative assistant, and her dog, Duke, Our department operates obviously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we are considered to be an all-hazard response agency. What that means is that we can respond to any emergency that we're dispatched to, whether it's a fire, an EMS call, a motor vehicle accident, a hazardous material spill, an odor investigation, a confined space, a water rescue, an ice rescue. Our department has the ability and training to respond to all of those emergencies. To help supplement our personnel, we also are members of the Medina County All Hazards Response Team. That team is designed and encompasses a lot of specialties within the fire service. In addition, we have a member that is part of the Medina County First Team, which is a peer support group for first responders within the county. So when there is a traumatic or complex incident, that group will come out and help our personnel debrief and cope with the potential mental effects of a significant incident.
Hi, I'm Carol Bianchi, and I am the Fire Administrative Assistant, and I've been here 6 years now. Most of my job consists of paying bills and following up on orders and just taking care of whatever the chief needs at the time. And these are the loves of my life right here. These are my grandkids. This is Charlie, he's 6.5. This is my new baby, Gina. She's 2.5 months. And this is Juliana and Sophia, and they're 1.5 and 2.5. And I spend my Fridays with the girls, because that's my only day off. And I rescue dogs. Right now I have Duke, who's under my desk. He's very afraid of people, but he's a yellow lab and he's 10.5. I got Duke about 3 years ago from the Lake Erie Labrador Retriever Rescue. And he came from an Amish farm where he was one of the breed dogs for 7 years. And he's very afraid of people, very timid. And I've had him, as I said, 3 years, and this is as good as it's going to get, most likely. He's got a lot of anxiety, but he's a beautiful boy. And I had another one from them, a yellow female lab that was 11, and she passed last May. But I've been rescuing dogs for quite a while now. All my dogs have come from shelters or from rescues. And that's one of the things I enjoy doing, is taking care of pets, and she's kind enough to let me bring them to work with me. So I enjoy being here and being part of the fire team, and I look forward to the next few years.
So to go over a typical day of the fire chief, typically I arrive early in the morning. I like to get here sometime between 6 and 8 in the morning. I'm an early riser. And I dive into what has occurred over the last day, reviewing any reports, looking at anything that might have been reported as broken or needing repair or maintenance. And we kind of plan out the day as far as any special PR events, details such as hydrant flushing, training, things like that. And I coordinate that with the shift personnel. Then obviously email is a big thing. So we check all the emails that may have come in, respond to those emails. We also get a large number of public records requests that have to be responded to. So as the chief, I get that information together and respond to those emails or requests as needed. Another thing that goes on is obviously I respond to emergencies. I am part-time as the fire chief, but there is really no such thing as a part-time fire chief. I'm on call basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to address any issues and emergencies that may occur in the township. So the vehicle I do take home, but in the middle of the night I get up and respond on any significant emergency or call for service that we may have. So the township is nice enough to provide me a vehicle. A lot of people say, what's in the fire chief's car? Well, there's a lot of stuff. I carry obviously my turnout gear for firefighting, some tools and equipment. I also carry medical equipment, including an AED, an automated external defibrillator, and a first aid bag. In the event that I'm out in the township or I'm closer to a call than an ambulance is, I'll respond to assist. An unfortunate thing that I have to carry is equipment for an event of mass violence. So I have a bulletproof vest and a lot of tourniquets and things of that nature to address and assist at a call for mass violence. I also carry extra PPE for the guys. That stands for personal protective equipment. So it can be medical type, or for structural firefighting, I carry extra gloves, hoods, shirts, and things like that, because sometimes when we're out on a call, obviously we may become contaminated and have to change into something else. In addition, there's a whole bunch of equipment inside the front of the vehicle, and we'll show you that in a minute. So within the chief car, there's obviously a lot of different things that I use to respond to emergencies or act as the incident commander during emergencies. So we have obviously a siren, radio, lights. I have multiple portable radios, not only to talk to responders in Brunswick Hills, but from any of our adjacent counties and departments within Brunswick or Medina County. Here, we can listen. We're getting a call right now.
Request for your mutual aid squad to Valley City, 6560 Grafton, 6560 Grafton, for a 74-year-old male not feeling well. Township Brunswick Hills, request for your mutual aid squad to Valley City, 6560 Grafton, for a 74-year-old male not feeling well. Time out.
So as I was saying, we rely on mutual aid, and there's an instance of a neighboring agency needing mutual aid. I know they were out on a call earlier, so they're probably still dealing with that situation. But have a lot of radios in here. Have the ability to talk to our road crew, our service department. That comes in handy during the winter time when we're responding to an emergency. We can call them, ask that they maybe plow the street real quick or salt the street. Make sure that we get to the call safely. We have a great working relationship with the service department, and they will come at the drop of a hat to give us a hand if we need them. Let's go for a ride. As the fire chief and as a department, we have to constantly look at is what is the composition of our community? Are we putting in more senior living facilities? Senior living facilities obviously require more EMS services. Are we doing more rural residential where the homes are maybe larger? Are we doing more developments where the houses are closer together in proximity? And that poses a different firefighting strategy or preparedness level than homes that are on larger acre parcels where we don't have to worry about what's called exposure, meaning one house being on fire and transferring to another house that's in close proximity. Here in the township too, we have basically two different types of housing stock. One is new construction or lightweight construction, and one is referred to as legacy construction. Legacy construction is what we used primarily before mid-1980s, 2x12s, 2x6s, large dimensional lumber. It takes longer for those houses to burn versus the new lightweight construction, which is primarily 2x4s. If you see the development that we're driving through now, this is what it would be referred to as lightweight construction or newer construction. These houses, when they catch fire, the fire will spread at a much faster rate. Also, the fire will have a greater impact upon the houses at a much faster rate, meaning they'll collapse upon themselves. That poses a danger to our firefighters as they go in to fight a fire. So a uniqueness about the township is that we do have both the legacy construction and the new construction. And we also have open farmland spaces. If you look forward, there's obviously an open farmland space. And we still have plenty of those within the township. We have agricultural farms. We have large horse boarding. We have Goodyear's Big Barn that's been a staple in the township for a number of years. That houses obviously a lot of animals, including a camel. As the chief, the health, safety, and welfare of all the township residents and its visitors are of highest priority. That being said, fire prevention and public relations is extremely important to me as the fire chief. We have our fire inspector, Tom Spape, who will be going over a multitude of safety messages and what his job description and his duties actually encompass. But he's an integral asset to ensuring that the community is safe and that the businesses are safe.
Hi, this is Fire Inspector Tom over at Brunswick Hills Fire, and today we're going to have a safety tip on smoke detectors and the importance to have a working one in your home. You should test them every month, change the batteries at least once a year, and sometimes even some smoke detectors have a 10-year battery, and you'll need to know which one you have. But please do not take these down. These protect you when you're sleeping, and they save a lot of lives. If you need one, Brunswick Hills, the City of Brunswick, and the American Red Cross have a partnership that we can actually provide you with free smoke detectors. Be safe out there and help us help you.
As the fire chief, I have a lot of roles and responsibilities. Developing the budget, personnel management, planning for future development of the department as far as additional personnel, equipment replacement, station or facilities replacement are just among a few of the items that I have to do as the fire chief on an annual basis. The Brunswick Hills Fire Department budget is roughly $1.8 million annually. We collect this through property taxes and EMS billing. The EMS billing is what is referred to as soft billing for our residents, meaning what your insurance company pays for an ambulance transport is what we accept as full payment. There's no out-of-pocket expenses for residents of Brunswick Hills. As far as our property taxes, those are generated through two levies. One is a continuing levy, which means it does not expire, and that is for the wages and benefits for our employees to ensure that they are here to provide the services to the township. The second 1 mil levy is dedicated towards capital improvements and capital replacements. For example, we just replaced our tanker, which was 30 years old, with a brand new tanker. Hopefully, it will last just as long and serve the township into the future. So when we talk about the future of the Brunswick Hills Fire Department and future needs, one of the needs that has been talked about as long as I've been fire chief, and probably even in times before, is the replacement of Fire Station Number 1 on Pearl Road. That building was built in the 1960s and wasn't originally built to be a fire station. It was built to house the service department and police department. It has far exceeded its life expectancy and its useful service for our fire department. Fortunately, the township was able to purchase just about 45 acres here on Substation Road. Our future plans hopefully include a fire station that is centralized in the township to respond to all emergencies within the township. One of the unique things about Brunswick Hills is how our properties intertwine with the city of Brunswick. So over the years, there's been several annexations of properties into the city, but some have still remained in the township. So for example, there's a township property, the storage unit, that facility that's on Center Road, that is actually in the township, but it's almost directly across from Brunswick City Hall. So we have a lot of properties that on the road, you have to really know whose jurisdiction it falls into. And when you call 911, the nice part is that our dispatch know what jurisdiction it falls into. But if there's a major emergency, meaning like a house fire or some traumatic accident, both departments respond and we figure out whose jurisdiction it is later. It doesn't matter. We just want to get people help as fast as they can. Another interesting geographical component is that we do cover a large portion of Interstate 71, basically from Boston Road to just north of the 303 interchange, and then from just south of the 303 interchange to just north of Route 3. So we do have a large portion of the interstate, and to help facilitate response to that, we have an agreement with the city of Brunswick that any accidents on the freeway, they send a fire engine and we bring an ambulance, and that way we have all jurisdictions covered as far as responding to the incident, and we have plenty of resources on scene. As we're driving here, we're making our way north in the township. So we've just crossed over Center Road, and an interesting point about our response information is that 85% of our responses are from Center Road north. That's where the majority of our population is at due to the developments that have come in over the years, the population density, and we also have two senior condo developments in the north part that increase our call volume for EMS calls for our seniors within the township. So when we look at strategically placing a fire station in the township, we have to account that a majority of our calls occur north of 303. All right, then on our car tour, we stopped here on Boston Road at the Buckeye Pipeline Pump House. I know a lot of people drive by and wonder what is that brick building on Boston Road. So this building is pretty significant for the fire department in making sure that we have emergency response plans, as this is one of the pump houses for the Buckeye Pipeline. The Buckeye Pipeline traverses across the township on the south side of Boston Road, and the reason that the fire department is concerned with it is because the Buckeye Pipeline carries everything from oil, gasoline, jet fuel, natural gas across our township. It terminates over to our east in Ravenna and goes really far west. I'm not even quite sure where it terminates, but I'm pretty sure it's in a state or two away that it terminates. So this is a focal point for the fire department and our preparedness to make sure that we are ready to respond in the event there's some sort of catastrophic failure or interruption in the pipeline.
Hello, my name is Tom Kepler. I'd like to share my experience with the Brunswick Hills Fire Department. My first memory with them has got to be when Santa Claus came by riding on a fire truck. So sometimes it lined up on my birthday. I felt like it was just for me. That's an old tradition that I think it's really cool that they keep up. So that's got to be my first memory of it. And then I was hired here at Brunswick Area Television in 2016, and I was able to work on some PSAs with the fire department. A few of the members have really good senses of humor, and we were able to put that through on one of our bonfire PSAs where we promoted the event that they hold at Plum Creek Park every year. So we styled it like a silent movie, and there's goofy costumes. It was a lot of fun that day. Another example would be the address sign PSA. The message there was make sure your address is visible, so if you call for help, they can find you, and they don't have to question which house is it. So to this day, that's been the most theatrical PSA or piece of work I've done here, so that was pretty cool. So just the fact that we have that opportunity to do creative and unique productions together, I think that's awesome. So that's a great example of collaboration. I'd just like to say thanks for keeping us safe, and keep up the good work, Brunswick Hills Fire Department.
During the course of a month, I attend several meetings on behalf of the township and of the fire department. Those meetings include our 2 Board of Trustee meetings, the Medina County Fire Chiefs Association meeting. I'm also a member of the LEPC, which is the Local Emergency Planning Commission. Those meetings are every other month. I'm also on the board of directors for the Bluecoats of Medina County and participate in the Brunswick City Schools Safety Committee. These meetings all focus on safety and security of our communities. It's a pleasure as the fire chief to represent the department and the township at these meetings and within these groups. In summary, all of those organizations help us develop relationships outside of the township, which all are for the benefit of our residents. One of the things that I want to make perfectly clear in this episode is it is a distinct honor to be the fire chief here in Brunswick Hills Township and to serve the residents of the township. But more importantly, I want to reassure the township that the men and women of the Brunswick Hills Fire Department are highly trained, compassionate individuals that are dedicated to the community and to ensuring that you and your family are safe every day. Thank you for watching this first episode of Fire Alarm. We hope you tune in to future episodes when we review all the fire department operations.
Thank you for watching Fire Alarm. The next episode will be available in 2 weeks.